Hello everyone, I'm Megan Ernst and I am joining you for our second discussion together in this class. And this week we are talking about Thomas Paine's Common Sense and Thomas Jefferson's writing of the Declaration of Independence. So in each of these writings, each author makes his own case that Americans are a new nationality, so therefore they should be a new nation. So let's start with Paine. He was writing in early 1776 and he's trying to make his arguments for the average colonist. So he's trying to persuade them that independence is a good idea for everyone. He's trying to reach the general public. And first main point is anarchy is absurd. Government is a necessary evil, but power comes from the people. And the Americans should not bow down to a king. They should use that power to found their own republic, form their own government. So monarchy is absurd. America is made up of Europeans, not just the English. So the diversity in the population made Americans distinct from the English. And Paine says that because the colonists were so distinct economically and socially from the British, then it made no sense for the colonies to depend on them politically. So practicality, right? It just didn't make sense. Third big point, delay is dangerous. So the Republican founding should happen now. Paine believed that a delay would only make the English stronger. And he really did believe that this was America's big moment. And so he didn't want to see it pass by, right? He wanted to capitalize on the atmosphere at the time, if you will. So from Paine, monarchy is absurd. The power is with the people. Doesn't make sense. America is made up of Europeans, not English. That makes them distinct. Delay is dangerous in the founding of the Republic. So moving on to Jefferson. Jefferson was writing for quite a different audience. This was a lot more formal document. So first main point is the principle. Jefferson makes the argument that governments only secure rights by the consent from the people. And when governments fail, people either need to choose to change it or abolish it altogether, right? And he thinks that's the decision here, and that there's plenty of proof as to why that separation is necessary. So Jefferson says that principle turns separation into a duty in this situation. So number one is principle. Jefferson's second point is proof. He said, hey, there's plenty of evidence that the English have shown a pattern of tyranny and abuse against us. So we have all the proof in the world that we need to sever that old bond, as he said. And number three, from Jefferson, Americans are people with rights, and they have proven a case for nationhood. So the only logical culmination here is to announce they want to separate, they're going to have their own nationhood, and they need to start interacting with the world as if they are a nation among nations. So points from Jefferson: principle, proof, and Americans are people with rights, and they have all the evidence they need, a provable case for their nationhood. So when we look at both men, they both made great arguments as to why Americans were a new people and therefore should be a new nation. Paine was speaking to the ordinary colonists, and he's trying to win the hearts and minds of the people, if you will, and convince them that independence is a good idea. So Paine was really more for practicality as well. It just didn't make sense to be ruled by Britain anymore. And Jefferson was speaking to the global stage, really to the world, and he was justifying American independence in law and diplomacy, and he was more focused on the principle and the law and less focused on practicality as Paine was. So He's more concerned with the legitimacy of the colonies as a new nation and the illegitimacy of the monarchy to continue ruling over them. So both men believed the colonies were ready to be a new nation and saw the colonies as a distinct people who, by right and necessity, should form their own government and declare their independence to the world. So 3 main points from each, a little comparison, and that's it for me. Looking forward to hearing from the rest of you. God bless.